Right, well, looks like we've gravitated towards the bikes we probably like best, but right, this part 3 of a set of 3 videos has taken quite a long time to make. How long have you had the bikes now? Both bikes?
Oh, both bikes probably about 4 months.
It's probably close to 4 months, yeah.
So we've had 4 months of trials. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had that 1.5 years, done about 5,000 miles on it, and we love it to pieces, yeah.
Yep.
So comfortable.
Europe, we did Europe on this bike, so
Yeah.
we've been lots of distances.
We know we can do the
Yeah.
business. This one we've done about 700 miles on since we've got it. But I think that's probably enough to give us a good idea of what we're talking about now.
Yeah. But I think people be asking, why did we get the V4?
The V4,
the
yeah.
V4S.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. And the reason is that we loved the Ducati and the V2S so much, we thought we would upgrade. We were fortunate to be in a position where we could buy the bike and then have both and test them.
But the idea was always to get this,
Yeah.
sell the V2.
Yeah.
But even on the initial ride out, we actually found that the V2 was a really, really good bike. And there's not a great deal of difference between the two. And it all comes down to personal preference, doesn't it, really? Like the look of, the tech, and your seating position, comfort. I think the main difference obviously is the engine. The V4 has got the all singing, all dancing 4-cylinder 1150cc engine, as opposed to the V2, which has the 950-ish cc engine, which has been more than enough, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been fine. You know, we didn't have any issues with our Europe tour last year.
No.
We did the autobahns and everything.
Yeah.
We did the small roads. We did the passes in Switzerland. No, it did everything we asked from it.
And that was actually only in touring mode. When I got back, I realised I could have had it in sport mode for that little bit of extra power, like a custom mode. But yeah, ample of power there, ample of power.
So I do think the V4 handles so much better. The engine's, as you've said, slightly different,
Yeah.
so you feel as though that you do get better handling. But then again, it's a sports bike where we feel this is an adventure bike.
Yeah, so that's I think one of our main things, isn't it? This is very much a sports orientated bike, and that's more of an adventure tourer bike. Now that could be because of the luggage as well, because we went for the sports panniers on this one as opposed to the Give You Out Trekkers on that one. I think we prefer the Give You Out Trekker luggage, don't we?
Yeah, strangely enough,
better.
yeah.
But these
They do a
suit
brilliant
the
job.
bike better.
Yeah.
But with the more powerful engine comes the running costs. So the miles per gallon on this one, we get about 44, mid-40s on an average run out. Now this is 2-up. The V2, when we toured Europe, we got over 60 miles per gallon, over 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
We went out on it a couple of days ago and averaged 65 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more frugal. Now the V4 has a bigger tank by about 2 litres, but the actual fuel range between stops, that one will do about 30 or 40 miles more per tank full, which could be an issue on some long trips.
Yeah, but then again, you know, we do need to stop more often.
Yeah.
We do get in our head that we set off and we forget to stop some of the times.
we enjoy the road so much.
Yeah.
But that is the thing. If you're doing a lot of miles and the bike is 50% more economical, it does add up. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, if we talk through other stuff on the bike, but we start at the front, the brakes. Both Brembo brakes are brilliant. I feel the V4 Stylema brake calipers just have a bit more bite and a bit more to them. But the V2 engine has more engine braking, which is something I really like, the engine braking. You get a bit on the V4, but it's not quite so much.
We get a bit of vibration on the V2, don't we?
Oh, that's a very good point.
That was one of the things where we were looking, when we decided that we were going to maybe upgrade, was, you know, the only issue that we had is that we had a bit of vibration.
Yeah.
Not that you noticed it, you know, once you stopped and you got a coffee, or you know, you didn't notice, but it definitely is there.
Yeah. So I feel it quite a bit through the hand grips on low revs. I've actually put some grip puppies on, and that's made it a bit better, but then because we've got small fingers, I can't reach the levers quite so good. The V4 has hardly any vibration. It's so smooth. On the back, you can feel a bit of vibration, or?
Yeah, just through the feet.
Through the foot pegs,
yeah, the foot pegs, you can feel a little bit of vibration through the foot pegs. I also, on the back, feel more of the gear changes. I think that the V4S is much smoother flowing than the V2S. But, you know, it doesn't make, it's not massively different.
But I've noticed the Quickshifter is slightly better on the V4. But that could be due to the fact that it's got a smoother engine. But yeah, the Quickshifter is definitely better.
Yeah.
The brake's better, the engine's better, and the gearbox is better. The clutch is also very, very light on the V4, which makes slow riding, doing the switchbacks on the Alps and everything, a bit easier on the hand.
Both have hill start?
Both got hill assist, which is really good, especially on the big passes.
We did use that last year on this bike, didn't we? It was brilliant, yeah.
Now the tech on both bikes is really quite good. It's got cruise control, it's got hill assist, it's got cornering ABS, traction control, loads of different riding modes. Both have got the Skyhook suspension, which means you can alter the suspension on the go, through the buttons, no tools required. And again, it's like black magic how they do the suspension, but it's just so much smoother. It really is.
The cruise control on this one has that extra thing though.
Yeah, so if we talk about the tech a little bit more, the V4 is loaded to the hilt with modern tech. Cruise control is adaptive, so it uses the radar at the front, and you can set a distance for how far you want to be behind the car in front, set a maximum speed, and then it just looks after itself. You can just sit there, it'll go up to your maximum speed. If someone pulls in front of you or slow down, it slows down. Absolutely fantastic. But that's all in part 2 video. On tech as well, and radars, on the back there's a radar detector which does the blind spot monitoring, which works fantastic. Now I know you shouldn't not do your lifesavers, but having that as an extra backup is really good, especially in bad weather where you don't want to be messing about too much. The dash is also a lot bigger and brighter on this one, and it can connect to the phone, so you can put you can put a sat-nav program on it. At the moment it's just Sargic, which isn't particularly my favourite one, but it's quite good. It's about 1.5 inches bigger, I think, than the V2, and it does make a difference.
And your screen on that bike is
the screen
superior, isn't it?
Yeah, these winglets make a big difference. So even though we've put the 2-inch screen on there, which is really, really good, you still get a little bit of puffing on your shoulders, and you might feel a bit on the back. These winglets push it across, and the screen is just one finger operated, whereas that one you have to use 2 fingers. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So very, very easy to operate.
It's very difficult, isn't it, really, to decide, because obviously we do need to upgrade. One of the other things though was for myself, which why we thought about it, we're thinking about it more, is the seat for the pillion on this one is larger, so it's larger and lower. So when I sit on this bike, I sit on the bike behind Tony, and it's a nice big seat.
Yeah, you're more tucked in, aren't you?
I'm more tucked in. On this bike, on the V4, I'm sat slightly higher, so it's a higher position. So when I'm sat behind Tony, when the levelling works on the bike, the suspension, on certain times my eyes are above his helmet, so I feel like I'm much higher. So I think that's because of the sports version. Obviously the seat is smaller, which doesn't really make that much difference, but I haven't done the hundreds of miles that I've done on this bike, so I know this seat's perfect for me. But the other good thing on that bike is that it is a heated seat, where this bike isn't a heated seat.
And again, the rider seat is heated. on this particular model, the grips are heated. You can get heated grips for that, and if we do keep it, I'll be putting heated grips on it for sure.
Yeah.
Something I should have done at the very start, really.
Yeah.
So
but difficult,
yeah,
difficult choice.
Comfort-wise, so you're more comfortable on the V2.
Yeah, I think that's because I don't really know. We haven't been anywhere big on that bike. It is a different bike altogether. I mean, you know, sat on the back when we overtake, I can feel the power that the V4 has, more power than the V2. But you know, we tour. We're going on a tour as a couple. You know, how much power do we need?
Yeah. The other thing, I actually find the V2 more comfortable as well. I feel like I'm more in a more commanding position on the V2.
Because you say your
whereas
arms
the V4, I feel like I'm sitting lower and my arms are more stretched. Now, maybe some handlebar risers might change that, but I think the V2 is a more comfortable position for long touring than the V4.
Yeah.
The V4, again, the knees just feel to be a little bit more at an angle, a bit more, not crushed as much, but
both
certainly
bikes
more
you can touch
sporty.
the floor though, can't you?
Yeah, I feel this one is a little bit lower.
Which is important when you've fully loaded up with luggage and you've got somebody sat on the back.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be in a position where you're on your tippy toes all the time. It's no good.
Plus this one's got a button for the suspension where you press it, the suspension lowers a little bit, which helps as well.
Yeah, that's excellent, that, isn't it?
So yeah,
and
the
I think
tech's
that's
brilliant.
the thing, it's the tech that comes with that bike, isn't it? It's all the extras, just that, you know,
It is.
the difference.
But when you look at them as well, which one do you like the best looking at them?
Well, they're both beautiful bikes. I mean, for me, I love this luggage.
Yeah.
You know, this luggage does is great. You lift the lid, you take your bag out, you go into your hotel room on a morning, you bring your bag back, you lift the lid, you put it back in.
Yeah.
It's dead simple. I love the red wheels, and I know Tony doesn't like the red wheels.
They're growing on me.
But I think that, you know, this is not, it's not this red bike that stands out as a Ducati.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure we go down the road and people wonder what bike we're actually on.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because of the colour. But
I actually like the V2 looking better. I think it's a better looking bike.
Yeah.
Especially the front is a bit more sharp. And I find the V4 is a little bit short and dumpy sometimes.
Yeah, but I think it's because you haven't been out with the headlights on, and this has got the extra touring headlights that we always put on.
Oh yeah, the Denali's.
Where if we kept the V4, you would put, you know, you'd put the similar type of headlights on there, because it's always good to be seen, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the headlights. Oh, well, we can talk about the headlights and the noise, can't we? These headlights are actually really, really nice, aren't they? We'll start it up.
Yeah.
Now,
This is much more of a noisier bike. The V4. When I'm sat on the back, I can hear it
yeah.
working.
So we start this one up. Yeah. So the dash is much nicer. Yeah. Yeah, the V4 is louder.
Yeah, the V4's louder.
Yeah, it's a bit louder.
Which is not a bad thing.
No.
People know you're there.
Yeah, I mean the exhaust is definitely louder.
Yeah.
The engine on the V4 is quieter because it's got the new valves rather than the mechanical desmodromic system on the V2. So yeah, the
But a
overall
decision
sound.
has to be made.
Well, if we go through everything again, engine, V4 wins. Brakes, V4 wins. Suspension, V4 just wins because I think it is just slightly better, and it's got slightly better front suspension, fatter Marzocchi struts.
For me, as a Pillion, the suspension's the same.
That's because I'll give that an half. The tech, V4 wins. Dashboard, It's almost tech, isn't it?
V4.
V4 wins. The screens,
The V4 wins.
V4 wins.
The luggage.
Luggage, hey, one for the V2. V2 wins, yeah. The Pillion Comfort, very close, but
Yeah, the V2 is what I know,
yeah.
but I think you get used to any bike.
Yeah. I think it's very close because I think that's more comfortable. This has got the heated seats.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is as I say, I sat on the back. On the, I can feel the changing sometimes with the gears. Where on the V4 it's much smoother.
Yeah. So gearbox and clutch, V4 wins. Rider comfort, V2 just takes it. Just
Height of pillion rider, V2.
V2. So that's again, that's very
took in-
personal.
Yeah.
So a lot of people prefer to be higher up to see where they're going. You were quite odd.
Yeah.
You don't mind where you're going. You just enjoy the scenery more.
Yeah.
So some might prefer the V4.
But
Very personal.
Yeah, but you've got to be comfortable on the back. And the thing is because we tour, as you know, if anybody watched our videos, I do hold the camera, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obviously we're usually doing sensible speeds at that point. But, you know, you've got to feel nice and comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just haven't been out enough on that one yet.
I've done 700 mile. The other thing I would forgot to talk about is the weight of the bike. So
yeah.
the V4 is a heavier bike, but for some reason I find pushing this around the garage and the driveway easier. Now, whether that's because it's a shorter bike.
Yeah, it's definitely more compact.
Yeah, you feel that, don't you, when we're riding?
Oh yeah, it's definitely more compact, that bike, just slightly.
Yeah.
My body, you know, our distance between you and me is much closer together, where on this bike I'm sat much further back from you.
Yeah, it's more relaxed, yeah.
So the bike, but I think, you know.
Yeah. So it could be that, or it could be the fact that the weight is slightly lower in this bike, which makes it a bit more manoeuvrable. One of the other things is the actual storage on the bikes. There's a lot of underseat storage under both those seats. There's no storage bar, a very small toolkit on the V4, and this funny little tank storage thing, which actually holds a nice brake disc lock, but nothing else. I guess running costs, being a Yorkshireman especially, running costs are very important. And we talk about miles per gallon. V2 wins by a handful. Tank range, V2 wins. Insurance, V2 wins, because the insurance is about half the price on the V2 than the V4. Service costs, long term, the V4 may work out a little bit cheaper just because the big service is a much longer interval on the V4. But each bike needs annual service anyway, so that's going to be quite marginal. It's just
we're very
so
fortunate,
close.
yeah.
And that's why it's taken us 3 or 4 months to put this video together,
Yeah.
the deciding video. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to totally personal preference. I think if you're a solo rider who likes to make a bit of progress, the V4 will win hands down. If you want to tour more with a Pillion,
Adventure.
even though it's got less power, I think the V2S would be more than ample for anyone really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as I say, both bikes are, you know, superb bikes.
Yeah. Who knows? So it's time for decision.
So it's the time for decision after all these runs out, you know, the past 4 months, deciding we keep going out on each bike, you know, the same day. We go out on one bike, we come back, we get the other bike out and we go out on that bike. And you know what, they're just both the bikes are great bikes, aren't they?
They've got their own advantages.
They're ticking this box, a tick in this box. You know, you like this, tick that. We like the look. We love the look of the V2S. It's a lovely looking bike. We like that. I love the red wheels.
Yeah.
Tony's not so keen. So we're just so undecided still.
It shouldn't be this hard. It really shouldn't be this hard, should it?
No, but I mean, one bike does have to go because, you know, we can't ride both bikes all the time.
Yeah. So we've gone through the pluses and minuses earlier. The tech of the engine, superb. The looks and the rad and pillion ergonomics and economy, superb.
I've got a good idea.
Right.
We should ask you, which bike do you think we should take to Ireland?
Yeah.
We go to Ireland in about 10 days' time, and we need a bike to go on.
Yeah.
So that's the decision. The ferry has been booked, and the ferry has been booked with the V2S, because that's the bike we had when we booked the ferry.
Yeah.
But which bike should we go on?
Yeah. And if not, when we come back, they'll both go for sale, and whichever one sells first goes, and we keep the one that's left.
Yeah.
Oh, we toss a coin. It really is that close. The V2S is a surprisingly good bike.
Yeah.
And apparently the new V2S is even better. So that's another possibility. Sell them both and get the new V2S.
So if you don't drop a comment explaining which bike you want us to go on, you'll have to watch our video of us getting on the ferry and see which bike we went on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I hope you found some of it useful at least. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.